Hey guys, welcome back to another video for you guys, and we're going to be discussing Pixel 10a in today's video. And so I've made a couple of videos basically just talking about how, if you're on the Pixel 9a, going to the 10a probably wouldn't be the best idea because it's basically just a 9a repackaged with some slight tweaks to it. However, in this video, I'm going to explain why it is a good thing to upgrade to the Pixel 10a and that it's worth picking up in 2026. So before I get into all that, if you guys could do me a solid and smash the like button, I would truly appreciate that. As well, if you're somebody who really likes, just not only listening to tech news, but wanting to hear just opinions of others out there that, are not mainstream or whatnot, well, then that's probably why you should subscribe to the channel, because that's what I do here. Okay. I just love talking about tech, and that's what I do. So I just record videos talking about it, sharing it just to anyone out there that's willing to watch it. So I would appreciate a subscribe. But the Pixel 10a is almost upon us. We're like a week away from this thing launching. And it's a pre-order launch, right? So, I would say, on the 25th of February is probably when it'll be fully released in stores to pick up in person. But on the 18th of February is when pre-orders will go live, so you can pre-order one of these devices. And it goes for $499 for those who want to know what it's going to cost. Now, the pricing stays the same. So does, I guess, the storage capacities with 128 and 256 with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that is what we've heard so far regarding the Pixel 10a. And then, of course, you got the 6.3-inch display with, I believe a little bit brighter of the peak brightness. So, of course, this thing will do great in direct sunlight. The bezels are supposed to have shrunk and become smaller, and that's a good thing because other people out there tend to really get a little frustrated with thicker bezels, even though I don't. I'm not the gold standard when it comes to picking a phone. 5100 milliamp hour battery, so same as the Pixel 9a. And I believe the charging speeds are still the same as it was on the 9a, so they didn't boost, for faster charging or anything like that. No magnetic Qi 2 wireless charging in the Pixel 9a as far as what I know. But again, a lot of these things that we've heard have been leaked rumors, and nothing is for sure until the phone is officially launched. And then we will know. So when you just kind of think about it, like here on the site, you can't get any of the specs. The specs are not out for everybody to see. And so when that comes up, then we'll know exactly what the specs are. We can say and make judgments then. Now, yes, I've said that if you have the Pixel 9a, there's not really a reason for you to upgrade to the Pixel 10a because the 10a is just a repackaged 9a with some slight bumps, right? The Tensor G4 processor is supposed to be a bit overclocked. That's why they call it a boosted Tensor G4. And then I guess the name of the colorways. I think we have like a berry one that's called berry or something like that. We'll see when the official phone launches and everything, which again is only a week away, right? February 18th is when pre-orders go live and whatnot. So if you've been wanting to get one of these phones, or if you're thinking about getting one and upgrading, then that would be your point to get your pre-order in, so you can get the device shipped to you and get it in time before it's fully available for everybody else to purchase in store. Now, again, I always reiterate that, I don't recommend from the 9a to the 10a as an upgrading thing, but I am not the one that governs your wallet. You guys do what you guys want to do with your money. If you have the 9a and you want to get the 10a because you just feel like it, by all means, who cares what myself and everybody else says? Go get you the 10a. That would be, pretty cool. And yeah, you would, if you're happy with the upgrade, you're happy with the upgrade. Nobody else can tell you anything different. Because the Pixel 10a still continues that moniker of what we all know from the A series. And that's going way, way, way back to the Pixel 3a. The Pixel 3a was initially created just so that you could have all the same experiences that you would have with the Pixel 3 in a much cheaper form factor. But the problem with that was, and this was before the development of Tensor, is that you would have a flagship processor from Qualcomm in the flagship device, and then you would have one of their mid to low end processors like the Snapdragon 600 series or 700 series in the A series. And it does, in a way, kind of reflect. Now, Google had done a tremendous job optimizing the A series devices to at least try to get it as close to performing as its flagship brethren. Ever since the Tensors came out, they never had to do that because they're putting the same processor that you find in the flagships in the A series devices. The A series, the major thing about these devices is that the build is different from a flagship. The flagship uses glass and metal, and the A series uses a plastic, back, polycarbonate back with, metal side rails. And the back is made to feel and emulate glass without it actually being glass. And that's a good thing, though, because there's some people who just don't want to put a case on their phone. No matter what you and I can say about a phone being wrapped up in a case and that it should be done, they don't want to put a case on their phone. And this is one of the perfect phones to be able to do that and not have to worry, because you drop it backside down. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is if you cracked the camera sensor protective glass. Other than that, you don't have to worry about shattering the back of the phone because it's made of plastic. Now, if you drop its screen down, you could crack the display, but most people are willing and do actually buy 9H, screen protectors or glass screen protectors, and they put it on their devices. And then we'll rock it without a case and have a screen protector on it, and that's totally fine to them. Because the display is what you mostly interact with, so of course, obviously, it's going to be glass, and you want to keep that protected because that's how you see your social apps and your media that you're consuming. So that's one of the big things about the A series devices, and the Pixel 10a continues that, which is why, if they ever switch to actually making the A series device like full glass front and back, I know people would appreciate that, but at the same time too, I know the value and the cost is going to go up, and so to me, it's fine where it's at using polycarbonate plastic. I would totally dig that. I don't see a reason why they should throw a telephoto sensor in the 10A, because that would totally defeat the purpose of a 10. And remember, they pay attention to what we say and what we do here on the tubes. So, if you have a lot of us here that's going to question, why did they make this when we have this? Why do we have a 10A when we have the 10? So they're going to have to make some cuts, some sacrifices to make it at least, to make it make sense to people. Why there's a 10A, why there's a 10, why there's a 10 Pro and a 10 Pro XL, right? The 10 has telephoto sensor, and, ultra wide and, the main camera sensor. And it's cool because, it's the first time ever the base model has a 3 sensor setup. But of course, dumbed down camera specs compared to the Pro models, which has the 50 and the 48 and the 48. So, of course, the 10A wasn't going to get a telephoto sensor. I'm not upset by that, because most people really don't use telephoto sensors when they're taking photos. Most people just really point and shoot. Maybe they will zoom in on something if it's far away, but other than that, majority of people are even not using the ultra wide as much. That rarely happens unless you're trying to capture a giant big field of view, and so then that's where that takes place. But overall, the 10A is something that I would say is worth getting, especially if you're on an older Pixel device. But even if you're on the 9A and maybe you want something that's just a bit optimized better than the 9A, then the 10A, of course, is going to provide that. And, you could probably trade in your 9A to get the 10A. So, those are those reasons why I would say it is a go for it. It looks to be a very good looking phone, but we shall see on day of launch. Am I picking one up? No, I am not. I'm sticking with my 9A, but who knows? Maybe down the road, in the middle of the year or at the end of the year, I might pick up the 10A just to have it. So we'll see. But until then, if you guys enjoyed what I had to say in this video, hit the like button because I would truly appreciate that. And again, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Aloha.